I looked up to Julius Erving, Dr. J. I thought he was not only a great player, but also a wonderful human being.
In 1971, Julius Erving left the University of Massachusetts and signed on with the Virginia Squires of the ABA. He gave the new league a new identity and a dynamic young superstar.
A player of that much ability and talent, I mean, in the ABA was just really astonishing to see.
And there is Julius Erving. Look at that move behind the back. Oh!
It wasn't Julius Erving, it was Dr. J, which meant when he got on the floor or on the court, he operated on guys.
Right down the lane, all the way, layup good!
It probably was getting a glimpse of the game in the 90s, in the 70s. So, my game was probably a little bit ahead of its time.
He was, in the ABA, the symbol of the league.
Driving to the lane, up into the air, the shot looks good, it is!
He wasn't just its biggest star, he was the league to those outside the ABA. He gave his team credibility. He gave the league credibility and an identity.
And that sends everyone reeling. Julius Erving!
In 1976, 4 teams from the ABA joined the NBA. And after 3 years with the Nets, Dr. J was acquired by the Philadelphia 76ers.
I'm no longer a New York Net, I'm a Philadelphia 76er, and everyone else as well as myself might as well get used to it.
The whole town was going crazy. We're getting a doctor, we're getting a doctor. All of Philadelphia was going crazy. Little kids on the playground, even in church they was talking about.
When Doc came, that like almost knocked me off, knocked me off my blocks. You got Doc, the doctor. Now this is the playground legend.
Without question, without any doubt, the absolute greatest forward that has ever put on a pair of basketball shoes.
From the University of Massachusetts, number 6, captain of the Philadelphia 76ers, Julius the Doctor Erving!
And Erving electrified the NBA with his aerial acrobatics and thunderous slam dunks. Crowds throughout the league were simply amazed watching a style they had never seen before.
Fans were rooting for Dr. J, but rooting for their team. And as long as they saw the doctor perform and do something spectacular, they went home happy.
Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
I think taking the ball to the hoop and dunking the basketball, particularly against bigger opponents, was an expression of sorts.
Look out!
But for all of his signature dunks, it was a different kind of play that created his most unforgettable moment. In the 1980 finals against LA, Erving did the seemingly impossible. But even those who witnessed it still couldn't believe it.
He had cut him off, and there was nowhere for him to go but out of bounds. So he jumped in the air out of bounds. And he floating, and he spun it real high off the top of the glass.
Julius Erving hit it hanging underneath. He was trapped, and he still got the field goal.
My mouth was like, and I looked at Coop. He looked at me, and I said to him, Coop, you think we should maybe ask him to do it again?
Throughout his career, Julius Erving stretched the game's creative limits and captured the attention of fans everywhere. But what made him so popular wasn't just his high-flying style of play, it was also his down-to-earth personality. Carrying himself with an air of grace and dignity, Erving became the ambassador for basketball in the 1970s.
Julius not only had the great skills, but he had a great aura of being a gentleman, of being a diplomat, of being almost a saint.
He had a personality, and he had the kind of personality that would catch your eye. I kind of learned the small things from Julius, and they wind up being big parts of my life. Keeping my humility and always thinking about somebody else. So I feel good to know that